Another beginning skill for early literacy and emergent literacy is a child's awareness to understand oral language. And we call this phonemic awareness. Phonemic awareness is the ability for a child to hear sounds, segment sounds, and manipulate sounds in words that they hear. We call these smallest sounds of speech phonemes. Now, phonemes sound confusing, and they also, I'm sure you're thinking, look like the word phonics. And in the next week or two, we're going to be looking at the difference between phonemic awareness, phonological awareness, and phonics. And these are interrelated and interwoven, but they are distinctly separate. So we're starting this week with phonemic awareness. And I want you to focus in on that ear you see on the page, because phonemic awareness does not use print. It is not a visual skill. It is an oral skill. And so we're just asking students to hear sounds and play with sounds, and we do not give them print at any point. A really nice ability to test phonemic awareness is through pictures. And I know from teaching you the last few weeks, those sheltered English adaptations and image making, they tie directly into phonemic awareness testing or activities, because you don't even need the words or the language to test this. Some of the components of phonemic awareness are listed in the gray box, and those are the skills of recognizing letters. And although this is print, it's important because they have to be able to give the sound of each letter when they hear it. So if they don't know the name of the letter, they can't usually tell you the sound. So it is the only component of phonemic awareness that does have a visual component. The rest are listed and just have that oral piece. So we have phoneme isolation, and that is hearing one sound in isolation. We have phoneme identity and sorting activities, and that's where we identify what sound the phoneme makes and we sort similar sounds. The process of syllabication, which is finding syllables or parts in words. Rhyming activities are phonemic awareness. Blending, where we take letters that are separate and we crash them together to make one word. And the opposite of blending or crashing is segmenting. And that's where we pull words apart into individual sounds. So sometimes we ask boys and girls to hear just the beginning sound of a word, and sometimes we ask them to hear just the ending sound, and sometimes we ask them to segment a word into individual sounds, and so then they have to use the beginning, middle, and ending sounds in a word. And our last skill of phonemic awareness is actually the highest level, and this is where we ask them to take away, add, or substitute sounds in words. Now, this may be confusing, just hearing this list of all these skills, and you really might not know what all of these mean. I'm doing that for a reason, because on the next slide, I'm going to give you a quiz of your own phonemic awareness. And I just want you to keep in the back of your mind, phonemic awareness skills take place in pre-kindergarten and kindergarten classes, and slightly at the beginning of a first grade class. But at that point, most boys and girls have these skills and this ability to take the sounds and move it into the print, and that's where we go to the phonics skills. So you can do this in the next slide, but again, it might be uncomfortable for you, because most times in our life as adults, we don't do things like this. So remember, phonemic awareness, think of that ear. It's all about hearing phonemes, those small sounds in words.